And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Profile Pod TV. I'm your host, Andy Anatomical, and we're back on the pod for another fine episode of this show. Thank you so much for being here, wherever you're tuning in from. And if you're tuning in on the replay, thank you as well. Much appreciated for everybody tuning in. So it's always a pleasure being here, of course, on the pod. And here live on YouTube, live streaming on YouTube. Fun as hell, always enjoyable. And can't say enough about it. Can't say enough about this experience, man. If you guys are into or interested in starting a podcast, do it. Do the damn thing, man. It's fun. It's you meet new people. You can make some money. All the way around, man. I've always, I always said that it's always fun, man. I've always enjoyed the arts, the performing arts, and I'm not a singer. I can't sing a lick. I don't play instruments, but I've done some acting. I've done some. I love people, so this is my. I want to thank again. Thank everybody for being here, where you're tuning in from. If you want to be a guest on this show, man, tune in, and we'll get let's get you on. Let's get you on. Shoot me a DM, shoot me an email, and we'll get you on, man. I love to showcase individuals who are doing extraordinary things, people who are doing fun stuff, people who are doing crazy shit, man. Whatever. Let me know, man. We'll get you on. If you're a business owner, an entrepreneur, podcaster, if you dance with penguins, you know, let's get you on, man. I always talk about That's Incredible. Remember That's Incredible, that show from the 80s? It's always a fun, that was always a fun show when I was a kid, man. It used to come on and people would do crazy shit. Like they used to have those guys come on and who would put together a Rubik's Cube in like 10 seconds or less, stuff like that, man. Anyways, but that's the concept of the show. We want to get guys, ladies and gentlemen, who are doing inspirational stuff, cool shit. So again, if you want to be on this show, let's get you on, man. We have some really cool guests every week, and some cool guests tonight. And tonight is no exception. We got the Podcast Extravaganza tonight. The Podcast Extravaganza for the first time, well, the second time now on the show. We're gonna have multiple guests, and so that's gonna be fun. We're gonna get our guests on. We're gonna introduce them in just a few minutes. In the meantime, always want to do the well, before I do these shout outs, don't forget to follow us. Follow us, man. It's always a joy to get you know to give some love out, to show love, because we get love here on the show. So don't forget to do that. So yeah, shout outs. Karev of Heritage Hip Hop. And I want to just kind of toot my own horn a little bit. I won a contest with Karev of Heritage Hip Hop. He was having a contest where you had to guess, or not guess. Well, I guess guess, yeah, right. Answer a question, and based on the New York and New Jersey hip hop. And I researched, and I got the answer correct, and I won. So, yeah, I'm so shout out to Karev of Heritage Hip Hop, and he's doing some big things. Check him out, ladies and gentlemen. Check him out. Karev is he was on this show about a month or two ago, and he was very, very candid, very knowledgeable, super interesting. So it's great to be collaborating with Karev, and I'm going to be on. Hopefully, we'll collaborate with him in the future. So again, thanks, Karev. I'm glad I was able to participate and win. Nothing wrong with that. So thanks. Also, Dangerous World Pod, man. If you are into conspiracies, if you're into crazy shit, aliens and all that good stuff, man. All that the far out, weird stuff. Flat Earth theories. All that stuff, man. Yeah, of course, aliens, the extraterrestrials, Area 51. Conspiracies, Illuminati, all that stuff. Check out Dangerous World Pod, man. They have some really cool stuff, and then they're doing a big podcast. So shout out to them. I follow them on Instagram. So check them out, guys. Check them out. And recently they posted some kind of a video with some kind of unidentifiable organism. Man, it scared the shit out of me. It looked like a puppy / alien, it was just born. That's what I'm saying, man. They post some crazy shit. So check that one out, everyone. Check that one out. Big shout out to you guys. Also, last but not least, Left Vision 6281. Left Vision. Check out Alfred on Instagram. He goes by Left Vision 6281. Super cool photography, super cool graphics. Guy's an artist. He's always showing us love. Big shout out to you, Alfred. Thank you so much for being a part of the show and showing us love. So we're getting ready to bring on our guests. Like I said, we got 3 guests tonight scheduled to appear on the pod. And let's go ahead and get into our guests. I'm going to bring in this gentleman, man. This guy needs no introduction because he's crazy as well. Man, I'm cursing a lot today. I think I just got back from the beach. I'm relaxed. I'm having fun here. It's been a good day, man. So this guy needs no introduction. He is outlandish. He's wild. He's boisterous. And excuse the light. I'm kind of messing with my light. I don't know what. I think I'm going to stick with that one. Nick, let's bring in our first guest. This guy's from Canada. Needs no introduction. Like I said, he's been on the pod, on Profile Pod. He was on, I think, a couple weeks ago. And let's get him in, man. First, Bam Bam, let's get you in, man. General Public Podcast.
Hey, man. Yeah, I knew you were talking about me. You knew
How you doing, Bam
he's
Bam?
no introduction. He's crazy as fuck.
Hold on. Bam Bam, you there?
What did you do? Oh, I am there. I'm almost there.
We're having some technical
you can't hear me?
difficulties here.
Can you hear me? Oh, fucking hell.
We cannot hear you, Bam Bam. You there, Bam Bam?
Now?
Hello.
Can you hear me now?
Hey, Bam Bam.
Yo.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are having some technical difficulties here.
Oh.
Let's see here. Stand by. Let's bring in our guest. Andy G, you there?
What up?
Ladies and gentlemen, let's bring up Andy G. Andy G killing it, and let's go ahead and bring in Rachel Loera from. I can hear you loud and clear. Yes, sir. Rachel Loera from Penelope. How are you guys?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
All right. Am I fuzzy? I was hoping this time I wouldn't be blurry.
No. You're perfectly clear. Oh, look at you moving
on up.
Oh, look who's stepping up her game.
But it just fell apart. I didn't even have time to hook it up, guys. Like, look at it. It's like in pieces.
Guys, stand by. Let's go ahead and let's see if we can bring in Bam Bam.
Yeah, what's going on with him? I heard him loud and clear, man.
All right.
Can you hear me now?
We
Come
hear
on.
you
We can
now.
hear you, bro. We can hear you, man.
Can
There we go.
Andy Atomical hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes, sir. How are you guys?
Oh,
All right. We are.
I knew you were bringing me in, man. From that introduction, I'm like, he's bringing me in.
Oh man, it's all right. Hey, we have
This guy needs no introduction. He's crazy as fuck.
Boisterous, right? Isn't that what you like?
Boisterous. I love that word. I love that. Hold on. Explain, what does boisterous mean again? I've only looked it up once.
It's just a fancy word for crazy as fuck, right?
Yo,
Loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wild, and gets
How do you
Crazy.
spell that?
Loud.
BOIST ROUS.
BOISTEROUS. A person, event, or behavior noisy, energetic, cheerful, or rowdy. That's
That's right.
exactly me, man.
Exactly, man.
I love it. Learning new things every day.
That's right, man. Let's go ahead and check in with everybody. Andy G, how are you, sir?
I'm good, man. I'm really good. How's everyone else doing?
Oh man, we're doing great, man. Doing great. Thank you so much for being here. Your podcast is doing well. Congratulations on dropping.
Congratulations. He just launched on the 3rd.
Thank you, everybody.
You launched your podcast on my last girlfriend's birthday, you son of a bitch. You brought it back in my mind. Breaking my motherfucking heart, man. Come on. She left me.
I'm just that type of guy, man. I always bring back memories for everybody.
Yeah.
No, he
damn.
just wanted to replace it with a better one.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Oh, there you go. Now August 3rd is no longer her birthday. It's Andrew's launch. It's his anniversary.
Yes, see?
Exactly.
Woo!
Andy's always
Thank
working,
you.
man. He's always. Rachel, how are you? Rachel the Great, Penelope Ray's Boutique.
Yeah, you like that?
Yes. How's the website going?
It's going good. I mean, there's always something to be working on, but yeah, I was trying to get this all set up on the computer, and I just couldn't get going. But Bam Bam, look, I'm trying to move up in the world with you guys. I just didn't. I don't know if it's hooked up right, but if you can hear me better, at least it's a try. Yeah, I'm trying to move up.
Yeah.
Join you guys in the little podcaster world right now.
I know. We'll get into that a little later. I know that's one of the things we want to talk about is your future soon-to-be prospective podcast, right?
Maybe. If I could get everybody on board, yes, it will definitely be a hell of a time.
What's everyone on board?
I have a group of 6 best friends that we grew up with. Like, some of them went to elementary school. A lot of us went to high school. Why you say no?
I know where you're going with this. Don't do the team thing. Don't do the team thing.
Well, I mean, we don't all
Andy,
have to be on there at the same time. It just
I know, but if you all start Andy G asked me that same question like over a year ago before I launched mine. He says, yo, we should do a team podcast together. I says, no, fuck no. And I'll tell you why. Because I might want to do something. You might not be down for it. You might not be ready. We might not be able to balance out dates. There's so much shit that can happen. I says, you know what we're going to do? This is what we're going to do. I'm going to have my podcast. You're going to have your podcast. We're going to collaborate. That way, when you're not around, I do whatever the fuck I want. You do what you want. Right?
Yeah.
Relying on people, I don't know if you can pull that up, but you're saying 6 people. Whoa, man.
Well, I'm not saying. Well, yeah, it's a group of us. That's a whole. You should see our chats that go on, and we constantly have like a group chat, a thread going on in text. I mean, I can see where it would be hard, but we won't all have to be on at the same time all the time. It's just like if we have dates, if whoever can make it, I will definitely be on. If they can make it, great. And I think it's just to be a free forum of just like you have randomness. You know what? There may be topics that we could cover, but
I support this. I want to see this happen. I want to see this happen.
6 crazy bitches on the line, just talking about a whole lot of stuff. I'm not gonna say all of it won't be completely nothing, but I mean, it's a crazy bunch. I mean, a whole bunch of us, just all different personalities. We all get along. We all have been friends since high school. Some of them since elementary school. I met, one of them who connected me with this group in intermediate school. And ever since then, we've all just stayed in touch. Obviously, life happens and things have happened, but we still connect, and we all say we're going to be like the Golden Girls. We're all going to be like living in one house and the hubbies to be in the next one.
I remember that show.
I lost my last elementary school friend 10 years ago. They got no more.
Oh, really?
Man.
Yeah, I got no more elementary school friends, man. I don't even have it. I have like 2 or 3 high school friends, man. The majority are college.
I don't have any elementary because I moved to Rancho. This is the thing. My mom transferred us, and I went to intermediate school at Etowanda to make friends before we went to high school. Mm-hmm. So, like, by the time we went to all the friends I made, went to Etowanda, and I went to Rancho. I was the only one. Mm-hmm. And so I had no friends again. It sucked. It's horrible.
Yeah.
I still play soccer with a lot of people that I went to high school with and elementary school with, but we're not friends. Just when we play soccer, that's it.
Oh.
Yeah, I know it. Don't worry. The only time me and Andy G hang out is when we do podcasts. He's like 40 minutes.
It seems like you guys hang out a lot, though. It seems like you guys actually hang out often.
Movie nights and shit. And
we used to. Oh, movie nights. Fuck yeah. Who can turn down a movie night at my place?
Okay, so how often do you have these movie nights?
Well, every 2 weeks. That was the second one, probably in a couple of weeks from now. And then this motherfucker can't make it in a couple of weeks.
Oh,
and because he's been providing the projector, because what we were going to do is we were going to name out of a hat or somehow we were going to make it so that the regulars can choose. We'll pick a genre. Okay, we'll figure out who chooses. And then this time I'm like, you know what? You provided the projector and screen both times. You love horrors. Horror is the next genre. What's the movie? Andy G, what's the movie?
Nightmare on Elm Street original, 1984.
And you're not going to be there?
Freddy Krueger.
No, you're going to be there for that one.
I am going to be there for that
one. But the week before, I might do one, and he can't show up. He's got prior obligations, and I'm going to do True Lies with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Tom Arnold.
That sounds like. Oh, I like that one, man. Is there with your significant other, Andy? It sounds like something's going on with or something else.
He's got a lot of family.
I don't mean to be up in your business, man, but you know.
But do tell.
I want to know.
But
I'll sure and tell. I got a Chilean wedding to go to. It was like South Americans are funny. They just like date for like literally a month. Next thing you know, they're engaged and now they're getting married.
Well, in quarantine time, they've already been together for a couple years.
Sounds like
Did
you say Mexican?
No,
Chilean.
Chilean.
Oh, Chilean.
I got some wedding to go to, and it's like semi-formal. And apparently, like the couple's moving to United Kingdom, so like they gotta get married here.
Holy shit!
Got the papers.
Are you Chilean?
You see?
I don't know.
Andy, are you
very random? Very random for me.
Are you Chilean, Andy?
No. Well, background's Portuguese.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm
you know what else he is?
Canadian though.
You know what else he is?
What?
He's a serious piece of shit. He's ditching Arnold Schwarzenegger for a fucking wedding. Who does that?
Hey.
Oh man.
It's fucking Arnie, baby.
Who here has watched True Lies?
Of course. Yeah.
This is going to be like my 57th time watching it. Well, 57 and a half because one time I was drunk and I passed out.
I only watched one scene, man.
Go watch True Lies, Rachel.
Rachel hasn't seen True Lies?
Rachel, you only have to see
True Lies. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Tom Arnold from 1995. I think it's 95. It's mid-90s.
The only important scene. The only one
I know that they're both. Oh, okay, I see it. I don't know if I have. Probably not. I'm horrible with movies, you guys.
There's a scene where Arnold. Fuck that scene, man. Even
that's the only good scene.
No, man. The best scene was when Arnold was chasing the terrorist and went on a horse and he was on like a street bike.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden when he fucking jumped on top of the fucking, remember the F-16, the fighter jet?
Yeah.
And he's like, get down. Fucking there's all kinds of crazy shit in that movie. And then that part at the start where he's skiing. And remember
Terminator.
The two. Hold on, remember when the two fucking Doberman pinchers jump at him and he grabs their heads and goes.
Yep.
I could keep going, but I won't. I don't
that was
want to ruin
towards
the
the end of the movie.
You haven't seen that, Rachel? Really?
No, I don't think I have.
Watch the
If I did, I probably don't remember anyway. I am horrible.
Oh, the stripper.
And my boyfriend loves movies, and I'm like, I think we've seen that.
Jamie,
hey, Rachel,
man.
Rachel, as much as I love your support for all of my unboxing videos, if I had a hang up button, I'd be hitting it right now.
I know.
She'll watch it. She'll watch it. Yeah, it's a good one.
Cheers to Rachel watching it for the first time.
Cheers to Rachel's future
Maybe
podcast.
watching. Cheers.
We told her about it, so we took her virginity on that movie.
Wait, what?
We told you about that movie, and when you watch it for the first time, remember us because we took your virginity on it. We told you about it. We got that V card. Oh.
Speaking of which, Bam Bam. So we heard the latest snippet from your podcast with with the Lady Instinct podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's right.
And we were, there was a very interesting topic at play there. With the something about a name,
toy?
naming a toy,
Pink.
certain type of
Her
tool.
dildo. Yeah. Lady Instinct is a very open person, and she posts everything online. She doesn't hold back. This is why we talked. And when I started following her,
I love it.
What piqued my interest was I was looking at a post where she was talking about she just bought her first dildo. Oh. I was like, get the fuck out of here, really?
Right.
Like, that's cool. So we talked about it. Her first ever dildo, man. She's in her mid-20s, and she just got her first ever dilly. I relate to that. I bought my first dilly when I was in my early 20s. It was great. I called it Leroy. Had 23 settings.
You there?
Yeah. So
you called it what? Leroy?
Yeah, we called it Leroy. It had 23 settings. It was purple. It was a little bit bigger than me. It was great. I fucking love that thing.
Oh, I thought she was going to call it Bam Bam.
Oh, no, I'm talking about my dilly. Her dilly. So I asked her, I said, what did you name it? And she goes, what are you talking about? Why would I name it? You didn't name your fucking dilly. Who doesn't name their dilly? It's a dilly. You give it a name. That way you say the name. You ask for the name. It's like, give me Leroy. Give me Leroy, right?
Uh-huh.
So I told her, I'm like, you know what? Since I brought this up, here we go. Call it Bam Bam. And she's like, yeah, actually, that's not a bad idea. I'm like, so now your boyfriend's you can go to him and be like, hey, give me Bam Bam, right?
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, no, it's always next to me on the nightstand. I don't have to ask. It's like, okay, fine. Then you can be like, you want to watch me with Bam Bam? You want to watch me get Bam Bam?
Right. When I heard that snippet, man, I was laughing my ass off. I was like, what the?
I loved it. I started following her too. I did. I started following her too. I love it. I like how open she is as well.
Oh,
I love it, man. She was such a cool person, and that's not the only thing we talked about. There's way worse shit, man. We talked about sexual experiences, sexual random stories,
really,
like like squirting situations.
You say squirting?
Yeah. I'm not gonna tell you the story, but there's a squirting story in there, and I'm telling you, it's not her story.
Actually,
when's it coming out?
Oh, 3 weeks.
No pun intended.
3 weeks. Oh,
Tomorrow is gonna be Yanni Granieri, is the Red Bull rider. He's dropping tomorrow. After him is gonna be Above the Hook, and then after Above the Hook is gonna be Lady Instinct, and it's gonna be my first ever. I literally have to say in the intro, this is an explicit content, listeners beware.
Yeah.
I have to drop that. It's my first really perverted podcast.
That's gonna be
it's
so
the dirtiest
exciting.
the first dirtiest podcast I'm putting out there.
And she's new too. She just started her podcast recently, then, right?
Yeah, it's fairly new. It's within the last year. It's pretty good, man. If you listen to it, she doesn't hold back, man. She tells you whatever the fuck she is on her mind.
I see that. That's one of the things that intrigued me about her. I definitely am following her. So hands up to her.
Yeah.
Bad shot. I take it for you.
You aroused my interest. I mean, you.
I aroused you? Really? I did see you comment. You called me a sexy bitch one time. Oh, man. Hey, don't worry. We talked about bisexuality, too.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
I'm not saying you are or I am. I'm just saying that was a topic.
I hope I hear more of her stories. I hope I hear more of her stories than yours, man.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of a chatterbox.
Oh shit! I gotta hear that one, man. I can't wait to tune in.
It's a little. It's educational too. I got a little bit of sperm education in there. You're gonna like it.
Oh shit!
Sperm education.
Sperm education.
Okay, give us a snippet.
Well, I was telling her about how, you know, at a point a girlfriend was telling me my jizz tastes like bleach, and then I quit smoking, was drinking pineapple juice, and then she was swallowing because she fucking thought it was sweet, and then I started smoking again, and then she spit it out, and it, you know, and then I read about why that happens, right? Why the body? Well, it depends on what you put in your body, right?
Yeah.
You know, and there's certain food. Well, I forgot to get to that part, but I didn't say it in that podcast, but onions, garlic, and broccoli can make your jizz taste really sour. Broccoli surprises me because that's a fucking superfood, for fuck's sake. The garlic and onions don't surprise me at all. Because when I was on like a health conscious thing, I was chewing on garlic, and the next day my armpits fucking smelled terrible. And I was like, you know what? I don't give a fuck if I die early. I would rather die sooner in life and have really fresh smelling armpits than have shitty armpits and fucking live longer. Fuck that chewing garlic shit, you know? So don't worry.
Hey, did you tell her that you eat a lot of asparagus?
Oh no, I didn't. I thought. I'm so happy you brought that up. I gotta tell you.
Thank you.
Did you just fart out of your? Did you do a mouth fart?
I sneeze. No. Thank you.
You did a marf. Right? You did a marf, eh? Mouth fart, marf.
Oh my God.
Asparagus makes your piss. Right?
No, it does. But get this.
They're horrible.
I love the smell of asparagus, Pete. I fucking love it.
What?
It's so fresh.
Every time I eat it, I go to the washroom, I laugh my ass off because you can just smell it.
Like
I didn't know what that smell was. And then some I think it was like 2013. I was at the keg downtown Toronto with a bunch of like older girls, right? Cougar mamas. Yeah. And then they got a plate of asparagus, and I'm fucking going to town on that fucking shit. You know, I'm like, they're like just shoving it in. And then the one girl, she's not touching it. I'm like, why aren't you touching it? She's like, I don't want asparagus pee. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then I went to but like I eat asparagus all the time, but it never clicked that smell. It just never clued in, right? And then after she said that, 20 minutes, I went to the bathroom and I was peeing, and I was like, oh, that's what that is. I like it.
Was it your date? Like, were you guys hooking up or what?
Well, I did bang her at one point, you know, and she did some blow off my dick, but you know.
Not that night?
Not that night. Maybe some nights after.
I thought it was
Let's talk about that story. No.
The Tony Montana date.
Oh man. Hey man.
I gotta tell you, man, when you put your head into a plate full of blow, you don't feel a fucking thing after.
Jeez.
You want to go on a rodeo, man? You shove your dick in a plate of blow.
I can't even imagine, man. I can't imagine.
And then all of a sudden, you know, you put the line on it and she goes, ow. Yeah, everything goes numb. Everything.
Oh shit! So you were awake for what? 2 days? Like 2 days or something?
Yeah, and because you can't feel anything, you start at 11. You ain't finished till 6 in the morning. So.
Oh wow, man! Unbelievable.
So even though I'm a self-recovered addict, and there's a lot of good times, I must say. I'm not gonna lie, man.
I bet, man. Hey guys, I want to thank you guys for all of your promotion, all of your ads that you put on Instagram for tonight's extravaganza, man. I really appreciate that.
Yo, I gotta. Oh, sorry. Go.
No, go ahead, man.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Finish.
Is that a siren?
Yeah, that's the ambulance. No, that's the fire department.
I got a random fact for everybody. I'm gonna ask everyone a random question here. Who all has peanut butter in their house right now?
I'm not putting it on my penis.
Peanut butter.
Who all has peanut butter right now?
I have peanuts. No peanut butter.
I do. Yeah.
I'm scared to answer.
What's the significance of the peanut butter? Right?
Why?
I came across a fun fact today, and I didn't even know this. I just found this out like not too long ago.
Shit. Where are we going with this? Where are we going?
What?
Just a fun fact. 80% of Americans own peanut butter in their pantry. So that's why I was asking you two if you guys.
And we both do.
What about Canadians, man? What are Canadians?
I have a big jug.
Really, Andy G, when you told me before in a private message that you were going to bring it, that's the random fucking shit you're bringing?
He's all, that is not what
I'm just getting warmed up, man.
You're just getting warmed up? Here, it's my turn. My turn. Are you guys ready?
Going somewhere with this peanut butter, man.
I told him I was the king of the... Oh, wait. Okay, wait. Sorry. I'm interrupting. Where are you going with this?
Nowhere. I just wanted to see if they had peanut butter in the house.
What? Okay. I told you I was the king of randomness.
We do.
Now it's my turn. Are you ready for this? Are you ready?
I'm
all right. Did you know babies don't have kneecaps?
No.
Mm-hmm.
No.
You knew that?
You know that, Andy Atomical?
Andy?
You have a kid.
No.
Yeah.
It's okay.
The soft spots.
Babies. Here we go. I'll read you why. It says you think that you think that our kneecaps would be a necessary part of your human body, not for babies who aren't born with them. Instead, their cartilage gradually turns into bone as if ossification begins the age of 2 and 6 years and doesn't fully finish until young adulthood. Yeah.
No shit. Knees?
Yeah.
Kneecaps.
That's why I guess
2?
No kneecaps. 2 to like 6 years old. They don't have kneecaps. They're developing.
That's
I did
crazy.
not know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
What did I tell you, Andy G? King of randomness.
We're getting a lesson in human anatomy. I mean, who knew?
Peanut butter facts.
Geez, yeah, man. Jesus Christ. What about
name your toys?
Name your toys. You know, what about I wanted to talk about great Canadians, man. Speaking of, you guys are Canadians.
We're on that up.
We're on with 2 great Canadians already, Andy G and Batman. But does the name Devin Larratt ring a bell?
Devin Larratt?
Oh, don't look
Let
it
me
up.
Look him up.
Don't cheat. So it doesn't, right?
I can't. Nope.
He's one of the greatest arm wrestlers ever. And he's world champion arm wrestler.
Hey, Andy, you're atomical. You're cutting out. You're cutting out like a motherfucker.
Yeah, you're cutting out.
What about Dan Aykroyd?
Yep. Oh, yeah, Dan Aykroyd. Dan Aykroyd even has his own wine line at the liquor store in Canada. The Aykroyd, the fucking Aykroyd Shiraz Cabernet.
Yeah, Dan Aykroyd, man. Peter, what about his? He has a brother.
He's a Ghostbuster, man.
Who? Dan Aykroyd, right?
Dan Aykroyd's a Ghostbuster, man. He's the original. Of course, we know him.
Yeah, Dan
Aykroyd. Bankman.
Yeah, that guy's good.
Bankman. He's looking at me. Bankman. Remember when Slimer's coming at him? He's like, Bankman, come in, Bankman. He's looking at me, Bankman. and then all of a sudden Slimer's like, whoa! And he's like, ah!
I liked him in Tommy Boy, man.
It's such a good movie.
Have you seen Tommy Boy?
Yeah, man. I love that movie.
Oh, that guy. Also, what about Mike Myers, man? Freaking Austin Powers. Dude.
Motherfucking Austin Powers.
There you go. He's ranked number 15 on the top 26 of great Canadians right here.
Who's that?
Mike Myers. He's ranked
Who's number
15.
1? Jim Carrey.
No, Jim Carrey's in the high 20s.
Pamela Anderson.
No, fuck off. John Candy's number 1. John Candy.
Let's see.
Pamela Anderson.
Hold on.
Pamela Anderson's got to be number 1, man. Justin Trudeau.
I'm getting there.
He's fuck Justin Trudeau. You know what they were saying about Justin Trudeau?
He's number 1. Wayne Gretzky's number 1. Number 2.
I am not surprised.
Celine Dion's number 2.
What about Shania Twain? Where's Shania Twain on that list?
Shania Twain was here. Hold on.
I went to the Shania Twain Museum, 15-hour drive from here in Timmins, Ontario.
When'd you 15?
When'd you do that drive?
Back in 2000. 4 or 5.
How was
For
that?
Celine Dion?
No, I went there for some program. I don't know. We just went there on a road trip or something. And
15 hours?
Yeah, actually, I was working with this lady who ran like an addiction program, and she asked me to go talk to these kids at this high school, about my experiences and shit. And I did. It was more like a comedy act. I swear to God, like I was just telling my stories, and people were pissing themselves laughing. So, anyways, the Shania Twain Museum was there, and we went there, and fuck, it had it all, man. All the concert outfits and guitars, all the memorabilia. There was a life-size mannequin. She's up to my fucking like nipples, man. She is tiny as hell.
No shit.
Shania Twain?
Yeah. I'm 5 feet, 11 inches, 11 and a half inches. I'm almost 6 feet. She's up to my nipples, man.
Wow.
Shania Twain is a tiny little thing.
Wow, man. I didn't know that. She looks so much taller on those videos.
Apparently she's not. Oh, yeah, I know. Like when I saw it, I was like, get the fuck out of here. Like I'll never forget that when I saw that life-size statue. I was like, fuck off.
She has a statue?
Yeah, well, yeah, at the museum, they had her costumes on life-size mannequins, right? Yeah,
right,
the museum.
Right. Gotcha.
But
shit.
You know what? I got to tell you something. I learned this the other day.
All the cool people, man. You guys got everyone, bro. Wayne Gretzky, shit.
James
John
Cameron.
Candy.
James Cameron.
He's Canadian. Fuck off.
Yeah, he is, man.
I never knew that.
He's Canadian, bro.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
You got
Titanic, Avatar.
Yeah. Terminator.
Yeah. Oh, Terminator.
Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool.
Terminator's.
Oh yeah, he is. I like him.
Ryan Reynolds has the greatest nipples of all time.
Oh,
don't you
Bam.
concur, Rachel?
Better than yours?
His what?
Don't you concur that Ryan Reynolds has the nicest nipples of all time? They're so milkable, aren't they?
Oh,
he's random. Let's go on the spot.
He definitely is. I need to go and take a second look at Ryan Reynolds' nipples.
I gotta check that out.
I appreciate good nipples. Actually, that's another conversation with Lady Instinct. We had a conversation about nipples. I won't get into detail, but it's a really good one.
Yeah.
Guys, or just nipples as a whole, or guys or girls?
Girls. We were talking about girl nipples. Yeah, Lady Instinct is bisexual, and she's very open about it, and so it was really fun talking about her about girl nipples.
John Travolta is not Canadian, right?
No.
Oh, now you brought up the Travolta.
I don't know. You mentioned.
Are you segueing into something?
I don't know.
Are you segueing into?
Well, I mean, you mentioned something about your mom talked to him on the phone and she hung up on him or something.
Oh yeah.
Well, cheers to the Mr. Travolta. My mom is a super fan, right? Because she's from the the days of Grease Lightning, you know?
Right. So tell us a little bit about that.
When I was at Fan Expo last year, I went to the John Travolta Q&A, and the staircase that he was going to walk down off the stage at the end was very close to the gate. So I called my mom. I says, "Mom, hang on 1 second. I'm gonna get you to say talk to somebody." She goes, "Okay." I go stand beside the stage. I'm like, "Stay on the phone." And then John Travolta walks down. I'm like, "Hey, John, come here, say hi to my mom." And he goes, "Okay." And I give him the phone. He goes, "Hey, how you doing? What's going on, Mom?" And then she's like, "What? Who is this?" So this is John Travolta. No. And then he's like, "Okay, well, have a good day." She gave me my phone. "Was that John Travolta?" I was like, "Yeah, it was John Travolta." She was like, No, really? What? She's like, "It's crazy." Like, it's like
oh, that's super sweet.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. That's cool.
Bam Bam's always thinking about Mama. Mama Bam Bam.
Right.
Have you topped that since? She's like, "That was the best gift." Yeah.
No, I give her nice gifts, but that was the top one, man.
The best,
I even recorded it on my phone, and I sent her the audio recording so she could show all her friends at work and shit.
Aww.
Yeah.
That's proof.
Who's the most famous people that you guys seen out there in California?
Oh man, we see them all day, man. Today I saw
I've never seen one.
Cage. I saw Nicolas Cage down the street, man, and then yesterday.
Everybody says that. I don't pay attention or anything. I even went on those TMZ tours one time with my besties, and it was just no. I saw nobody. It's like on my bucket list to see one. I just need one.
What?
Never seen one. I swear, everybody's like, I've seen this person. I've seen this. You don't see them driving. I'm like, no.
You got to.
I bet you 100% you saw a really big celebrity, but they were not looking like themselves.
I didn't even pay attention.
They probably had a man bun or a beard or these big ass fucking glasses. You just didn't notice them.
They're not makeup, you know. They're not full makeup.
Yeah, probably, but I don't know.
No, I'm kidding,
right? Like, just one. You used to go to Hollywood all the time. Like, nobody. Like,
you should have been here with me in 2014 or 16 hanging out with me, man. You would have met everybody.
I know. Going with you to those weddings.
No, not the weddings, man. The red carpets.
We used to do the photography. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Or the videography?
I've met so many. I'm not starstruck. If you want to starstruck me now, it better be Arnold Schwarzenegger, like someone on that level. That's what I'm gonna be like. Oh my god.
Or Peter Weller.
Right? I've already met him. Oh, tell me about that story about your buddy's little kid where Peter Weller was.
Yeah, what was all that about? Yeah, what was that about?
He wanted to kick his ass. And my buddy's he's special forces. He's in the Navy, man. He's still in. He's a special. He works with Navy.
I know,
SEALs,
man. Peter Weller is a big motherfucker.
Dude,
Peter Weller's a big motherfucker.
He's Canadian, right? Okay. Anyways,
no.
And by the way, I saw Mike Sosha. Do you know who Mike Sosha is?
Hang on.
Do you know who that is?
Mike Sosha sounds familiar.
I saw him at the market. I was buying peanut butter, and
you're so stupid.
No, he's a former manager, former Los Angeles Dodgers.
For the Angels.
Yeah, Angels, and he played for the Dodgers.
Anyway. Okay, I remember that name.
So that's the one celebrity I've seen, you know, and my whole life. I think I've only seen.
But was it really in the field? Wait, was it at the grocery store that you really saw him, or you just saw him like playing? Because that did not count.
He lives in this area where I live.
Okay.
Not like in my neighborhood. I mean, you know. Anyways, he lives about 30 minutes away. But I just happened to see him at the grocery store down by my house, down the street. And one of the girls was like, you could overhear the conversations. Like, are you Mike Sosha? And you could tell she was kind of starstruck. And then the cashier, and he was nodding his head. And they were kind of going back and forth. And that was a few people back, you know. Then I was kind of just watching them, and I saw, and then sure enough, I was kind of having second thoughts, like second guessing myself. And no, that has to be him, right? And then I saw him leaving in his big BMW, so it was him. It was him. But
did you ask him if you could pitch his ball?
I wanted him to sign my balls. I asked him to sign my balls.
I wonder if ever somebody pulled out their ball sack to a baseball player and said, "Sign my balls."
Probably.
Or a tennis player.
I only see you doing that. I don't think anybody has big enough balls.
I
to
would
do
have
it.
been. John McEnroe, the tennis player, I guarantee you would have signed my ball sack. I would have shaved just a special little area. I would have left the hair all over except for one little square.
He's all
I said,
right there.
I want John McEnroe right there, motherfucker, and squeeze it nice and tight so it's writable.
Going back to that Peter Weller story, man. My buddy.
Yeah, I want to go back to that. I want to back him up. You seem pretty upset about it.
Yeah, I know. It was like 10 years ago, I think. His son was maybe 12 years old, 11, 12 years old. And they were at he said he couldn't remember the airport they were at, but he said he saw him and he told his son, he said, "Hey, look, there's Peter Weller from the actor from RoboCop. There's RoboCop." So his son got all excited. He's like, yeah, go up to him. You know, he's like, go ask him if he's Peter Weller. So his little son, 11, 12 years old, goes up to him and says, "Are you Peter Weller?" And according to my friend, he told him, "Yeah, is there a problem?" Or no, "Yeah, you got a problem?" I'm like, holy shit. And he's like, my friend was like taken back. He's like, "You're talking to my son, like 11-year-old like that?" And he said he looked
said that
miserable. Yeah, Peter Weller told my friend's son.
No, I meant like your friend told him that. Like you're talking to my son like that?
No, he was thinking that.
Oh, yeah.
But my friend was like, he wanted to tell him something. He's like, dude, I really wanted to seriously tell him something for disrespecting my son. But I didn't want to see. And he said that Peter Weller looked old as shit. And that he just
he does.
He looked miserable. He said, look, he's real old. And but see, I didn't want to make a scene. And anyways, but he was disappointed that he told his son that. And I don't know.
I'm disappointed that he told his son.
Yeah, he said his son was like disappointed. He's sad.
Aww.
And I was like, Peter Weller, cop? He's a cop. He's not gonna treat people like that. He's protecting and serving. God damn it.
Hold on. Did his son say, "Are you Peter Weller," or did he say, "Are you Peter Weller from RoboCop"?
Oh shit! Well, I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you why. Because when I met him,
he's a kid. It doesn't matter.
I know it doesn't matter.
I know, but let me tell you. I'll tell you my experience with Peter Weller. When I met him in the Q&A to take the picture, he was super chill. He's super happy, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like he put his arm around me. He was doing his photo op. But then when I went to his Q&A, I was a little shocked because he wasn't talking about movies. He was talking about Greek mythology. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, right? And I remember he said something that was like, I don't know. He said something with the mythology, like, what do you think type question. And I screamed out, RoboCop, and he was like, he got all like he was pissed. He was like very unimpressed. And he was like, and everyone's like cheering and laughing their asses off. And then he continued on. So I don't know. Like, I think at his age now, he's 73. So he's probably in his mid 60s when the kid met him. But I think he's done with RoboCop, man. He still does RoboCop things. Like he voiced the video game with the Terminator recently on PS2 or the new PlayStation. And he'll voice it, right? And but I think he's done with that time. So if the kid was like, "Are you Peter Weller from RoboCop?" Who knows? And he's an old fuck. Like he's a serious dude. When I watched his Q&A, I got this. I was like, "Yo, this guy is serious, man." Like, sure, he was fun for the pictures, but like when he was doing his Q&A, it was different. It was like, kind of caught me off guard. Yeah, I know. Exactly. Basically, right? Like he's a really smart guy, and he went to university to study like mythology and all kinds of other shit, history, whatever the fuck. I remember my buddy walked in and was like, "Yo, the Goonies are doing a Q&A right now." Halfway through, I'm like, "Let's go!" And I left fucking Peter Weller's Q&A 30 minutes in and to go see the Goonies. Right?
How was that?
How was the Goonies, man?
Chunk wasn't there. It was great though because they were all there. Even Corey Feldman, man. Corey Feldman. Data was there, and remember the main kid. Yeah, Mouth was there. Data. Who was the main kid with the big brother?
Mikey
with Thanos. Yeah, Mikey with Thanos. Was the older brother.
Sean Astin.
Yeah, Sean Astin, and then remember his older brother. Like who plays Thanos now? Is what's his name again?
James Brolin.
Brolin, yeah. Andrew.
Josh Brolin.
Andrew. Thanos was the older brother in Goonies.
No.
Josh Brolin, man. He was like 22 or some shit when he played the Goonies, man. He was so young.
Wow.
That's a great one, man. I love that.
That one was a really fun Q&A because they talked about the behind the scenes of doing the Goonies, right? Cool part. Do you remember at the end of the movie when they shot down that slide and they fell in the water and the ship was there? That water was only 4 feet deep.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So then they were saying that like when they were going down the slide and you could see their faces, what they would do is they would put a board in front of them. Like they would build this like little slide. So the kids would sit in front of it and the cameraman would be all curled up on the board in front of them, sliding down the slide, videotaping their expressions and shit. Right?
Cool.
Yeah. It was so cool to hear all these things. And then the one thing I forget exactly which person it was, but it was the producer, like Spielberg directed it. And I think it was Spielberg that did it to the producer, but the producer like had enough of being around these kids. So when the movie wrapped up, he was like, "Okay, I'm going to fucking, wherever I think it was like California or something." He's like, he went to an island somewhere to a cottage. and to get away to be by himself because he spent like fucking like all this 8 months with these kids.
Yeah.
Spielberg, as a joke, flew them all out. When he got to his cottage, the whole cast was waiting in his house.
No.
That's great.
And Data was telling this story, man. Yo, Data talks the same in real life that he does in the movie.
Really? Fucking dude. $50 bill. $50 bill.
$50 bill. Yeah. Steven Spielberg, and we sent them all to the house. You know, like.
Was Sloth there? Did Sloth make it?
No, Sloth died actually in the 90s. That actor, he was a wrestler.
He's a football player.
Yeah, he was. I looked him up. He died somewhere in the early mid 90s.
Oh shit! I never knew that.
Yeah, wrestler.
Yeah, he was a wrestler.
What about the Fratellis? Were they there? The Fratellis.
No. It was just the Goonies. And then the thing about Chunk was the actor in real life. I forget his name, but the guy who plays Chunk is now a lawyer. He owns a law firm. Yeah. He doesn't do movies anymore. He's skinny now. He's skinny now, man. He was.
You guys want to see my?
They were even saying they're like, we tried to get him here, but he's busy with his law firm.
He doesn't even look the same. You know how sometimes they resemble? No.
Well, if you look at his mouth and his smile,
I'm looking at Chunk right now.
Look at him. Look at his smile. It's still the same as when he was a kid.
I can't picture him as an adult, man. I haven't seen him since he was fat.
Goonies 2's coming out.
No, it's not. Shut your face.
No,
seriously?
That's not happening.
Oh,
I don't believe you. Hold on.
Really?
Here we go. So
it's
what Google
2019,
says,
though.
Everyone's Googling shit right now.
I know. I want.
Because I didn't believe him. I'm like,
you want to know about Sloth? So the guy who played Sloth, his name was John Matizak. Unfortunately, he died at age 38 in 1989 of an accidental overdose, according to the New York Times. Before Goonies, Matizak starred on the movie Northern Dallas and One Man, and John Matizak played Sloth in 1985. Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
football player. He was on the Raiders. Yeah, I never knew he passed away though. That sucks.
He died 4 years after the Goonies from an overdose.
Right. Yeah, man.
That's crazy, man.
Dude, we used to come home
38.
every day. Damn, that's horrible.
That's so sad.
Wow.
That's like 3 years.
Right. Yeah, we used to watch that movie like every day after school, my brothers and I, on VHS. I mean, every day, and every time we watched it, it was like the first time we were watching it. It was like, and we'd come home from school and put it on.
Yeah, it was still great.
Rambo like that. We'd watch
Karate Kid. You guys want to you want to do something?
Movies.
You want to do something out of a little respect to John Matizak there? You know what we're going to say, right? You know what we're going to say? I'm going to count to 3. We're all going to say it. No, that's not it. We're going to say it.
Oh,
I'm going to count to 3. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Go. 1, 2, 3.
Hey, you guys!
I was like,
you gotta do the laugh at the end, man. Remember?
He was Canadian and he ate a lot of peanut butter. Anyway,
Rocky Roll.
So you were a national jiu-jitsu champion. Is that true? Or were you put us on?
Yeah,
man, I was a national jiu-jitsu.
How did you get beaten up by a chick? Tell us that story, man.
Wait, what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No offense, Rachel.
No,
right?
I'm gonna fucking make fun of you for the rest of your life because of that fact.
If I can find pictures of the video, you'll see why. I was really short. I was up to her. Up to her shoulders, man.
And you were.
Wait, you better watch it, Andy G. She'll come after you.
I started jiu-jitsu when I was 4
I will
years.
show you.
How old were you, Bam Bam?
I started when I was 4, and that tournament was when I was 12. And that year, I went to a tournament every week or every other week for the whole year, and I won second or first place almost every time. I got myself to nationals. It was Ontario Nationals, and it was sick because, like, okay, second place, you got the 6-foot fucking trophy. First place was this, like, UFC, WWF type gold leather belt. It was so sick, right? And it's point sparring, so it's not full contact. Americans, man, you guys had it right. You have full contact, but us, no. It's like, you hit the body point, you hit the head point, but nothing below the waist. Anyways, that tournament was 30-something kids, and then I beat everyone one by one, and she beat everyone one by one, and then it was just me and her, right? And it's out of 5 fucking points, and she got 4 points right off the fucking bat. And then I did a fucking Jean-Claude Van Damme comeback, man. I fucking got 4 points straight too. And then it was just like the last point.
What?
And like every time I went at her, because she was like, I was up to her shoulders, right? So I was like, I don't know, at 12, I was like 5 feet or something. She might have been 6 feet. She was fucking tall as shit. Her legs and her arms are long. And most of my points were because I did reach out shots, man. And well, actually one shot, I give her a spin kick to the fucking head.
Oh,
yeah, and then
in jiu-jitsu, I think.
But we had no contact, but
well, I had to, because those first 4 points that she got on me, man, I was getting nervous. I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna lose, man. Like, because every time I go at her, she puts out her arm, and it's like fucking 3 inches longer than mine, right? So like, if I put my arm out and her arm hits me before mine even gets close.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man.
So I gave her some wild shit, man, and then the last point, I went and tried to give her fucking, jumping roundhouse to the fucking chin, and she stuck her arm out in my chest, and she won. No, was it? No, I think.
Did your mom record this?
No, my dad was there.
Did he record it?
Yeah, but I mean, I got boxes and boxes of VHS. Like,
yeah.
We didn't even label those VHSs most of the time, so I don't even know.
Did he ask you how the fuck did you lose to a girl? No, I'm just playing. No offense, Rachel.
I am not taking any. I want to fight like that.
Well, good on her.
And I'm like, I feel it when I watch those kind of movies. I'm like, yeah, get him. I want to do that. And I just know realistically.
No, but if you were there live, the fact that she hit me with 4 points in a row, and then I came back 4 points in a row, and then it was the last point. You might as well have put on the fucking Street Fighter music, man. It was like a fucking Jean-Claude Van Damme scene, man, at the end of the movie.
So, man, when you were doing jiu-jitsu, did you have like an actual trainer? Like, how was your training regime, man?
I trained with adults, man, because I was like progressing so fast. Like when I was like 10 or 11, like blue belt. At that time, I guess in the club, I was the first person to get a purple belt in like 20 years because I progressed so fast. They couldn't give me the brown belt because I wasn't old enough. You had to be like 12 or something or 13 to get it in that club. And yeah.
When did you stop then?
When I was 15 or so. I did my black belt test when I was 12, 13. 6-hour test, got beat with bamboo back and forth. Buddy, the shit they did to me back then, man.
It's a 6-hour test to be a black belt?
In that club, yeah.
What did you have to do?
Well, one thing I had to do was I forget what the stance was called, but it's basically you put your leg behind no, it's like this where you put your like left leg behind your right foot, and you keep your heels up and bend your knees, and you sit like you kind of sit. It's hard. And I sat like that for 45 minutes, and every like 5 minutes they would smack my legs with bamboo sticks for endurance. And if I flinched or fell over, I failed.
Like Van Damme in Kickboxer?
Basically.
Remember when he's kicking that tree and shit? Yeah,
yeah, but except I had to hold stances, and they would have big bamboo sticks, and they would fucking hit me in the stomach or hit me in the back or hit me in the legs. And if I moved out of stance, I would fail that part. And I didn't fail anything. But it was stupid because I grew up with a learning disability, and one of the main things was I'm good with physical things, visual things, right? Memory sucks. It always sucked. So the one main part was at the end of the test, you had to speak all the moves, stances, and performances in Japanese, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't memorize it. They failed me because of that.
Wow.
And I'm like, you know what? Fuck. And I was so pissed off, and I never went back. Well, I went back to train a little bit, but I never went back for the test. It's like 6 fucking hours. I'm fucking 12 years old. You beat the hell out of me. I'm like, today, they would have all got arrested for child abuse.
Yeah.
All of them.
Oh.
I fucking took it as a 12-year-old, man. 6 hours.
Wow.
I had to run. At the end of the 6 hours, I had to run an hour fucking obstacle.
This was jujitsu, right?
Bro, that's
Yeah.
That's messed up.
And on top of that, I was training with adults. You know what it's like doing judo with a fucking adult? I'm like 60 pounds. He's like 140 pounds, man.
Yeah, dude.
Sometimes I would kick their ass.
Read my head. Look at my head. I'm wearing what a coincidence.
Oh, shit.
It's my brother's gym. He owns the two of these gyms. And
Nice.
Jiu-jitsu. Yeah, man.
Bro,
is your brother black belt?
My brother's a brown belt.
Are you gonna get him on your podcast?
Yeah, he'll be on my
your podcast.
Would he let Bam Bam pass and get a black belt?
Yeah, maybe he can come down, Bam Bam, and you can take the test again, man. You can get a black belt.
Yeah, I miss those times, man. I wish I stuck with it. I didn't because right like a year or so after I started high school, you know how that goes, man. You lose everything in high school if you're not fucking smart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I hear you.
You give it all up for fucking girls and fucking drugs.
I lost all my friends, but
I didn't.
What you said, drugs? What?
What?
What did you say?
You guys
about
are like,
drugs?
you lost all your friends, and I'm like, I didn't.
Well, I know you're gonna podcast like 6 of them.
Maybe.
In high school. I gave away my athleticism. I gave away my athleticism in high school for fucking blue butterfly ecstasies and fucking ass.
Oh, that's a cocktail for
raves, man.
Yeah.
My new cardio was popping ecstasy and dancing from 10 p.m. to 6 in the morning at an underground rave.
In high school?
Oh, fuck yeah.
I did try ecstasy, but that was after high school. I like there's some girls that I was in high school with, and like they're none of my friends now, obviously, but they did drugs, and I don't know why. I don't give in to peer pressure at all, and I like did drugs with them. Like we snorted, and I called my parents. I was like tripping out in class, like we were
in class.
I did that.
Yeah,
in class.
I was and it was like algebra class, and it was at Rancho.
Oh.
It was And I was like freaking out. I like my chest was beating. I was just like, I gotta call my mom and dad. Like, and I did. My dad ended up coming to pick me up, and I ended up telling them what happened. Like, they're just like, what the hell? I thought they were gonna be so pissed, but I think because I was like confessing, like, this is what happened. I was freaking out.
That's crazy.
Wow.
But I remember being in algebra class. Like, it was just all of us, and I was just sitting there. After a while, you're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Hey, Andy Atomical and Rachel, you guys both live in LA?
LA County.
Yeah, greater Los Angeles area.
I just heard the funniest fucking news, and I hope to God they do this shit here.
What? I want to know. What was it?
The LAPD is now, if you have a house party and you're breaking COVID rules, they shut your power and your fucking water off for like a month.
That I don't know how long they're gonna do that, but I did hear that. And parents aren't they're allowing kids to go back. No. Well, I guess
if you're gonna be a fucking dick and you're gonna throw a house party and spread the virus, man, fuck off. Now you gotta live like a caveman.
Hey,
I did hear that.
Imagine living. Make you think twice about fucking throwing jams, huh?
Hey guys,
imagine
living like Snowpiercer. You seen that? You guys seen Snowpiercer?
I have seen that one.
That movie is messed up.
What is it?
Yo, when they fucking stick that person's arm out the door and it freezes and they smash it off to make a point.
Yeah.
I'm having.
Yeah, I love that movie. It was a bit slow, but it was very interesting because every streetcar starting from the back was different levels of society up to the front of the top of society, and they explained why it has to be that way. And I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then society crashed.
When he was
the girls out in the snow. Huh?
I thought when he was eating, like cooking up the steaks, I thought those were the kids. I was like, they're eating the kids. Like, but they were actually working.
Oh, what, the protein Jello?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It was the protein Jello. And then remember when they got up like a few carts and they saw like the wheelbarrow full of fucking eggs? And they're all like, what the fuck is this? Yo, that movie is crazy.
It was intense. That movie was real intense.
That was crazy. I did like it, though.
Andy G, come on. Hit me with another random topic. You must have prepared.
No, I didn't prepare at all, man. I was busting.
What about your drug days? Were you into drugs, or have you tried drugs?
Who, me?
You, yeah.
I'll let him answer that question.
I tried Oh yeah.
Who gave you your first Molly? Who gave you your first Molly?
Bam Bam did. That was that was a trip and a half. That was a
you know what? Aside from that one experience in high school where I confessed to my parents, I never did drugs, and like they would I had friends who did them. They would just give me like acid and just be like, or weed, just give it to me because they wanted me to try it. And I was just like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this? So sometimes I sell them to my other friends.
You want to hear something fucked up?
But, or I just wouldn't take it because I never tried it though. I was just my parents scared the shit out of me when I was younger. So no.
Not me. I got something because Andy Atomical there asked for 3 random topics about ourselves, right?
I did.
Uh-huh.
I'm not. Yeah.
And now that you I gave Andy G his first Molly, and that was one of the greatest experiences of my life, watching him enjoy that shit. It was like watching someone have sex for the first time. I was so happy for that little slugger. Good for you, slugger.
Were you guys at home? Were you out at a club or what?
Condos to raves. I think like
after hours. We went to an after hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were at a condo. And I remember I would sit next to the guy and rub my shoulder and be like, "Hey man, you feeling good?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, oh yeah." Like he's like, "Oh my god." He's like, "Where's this been all my life?" You know.
Rachel.
We used to have there used to be a club that they would have from like 2 to 6 in the morning. Just people rolling, just like having out water bottles or candy, and people wearing fur coats because they just want to be like touched and. Yeah, and then you would go.
Yeah, go on.
And then we would go to this place called After Hours, which was like from like 6 to like 11. It was like pitch black. You would go there after just like hungover. So we go like from a bar to there to the other place. I have tried ecstasy, but I mean, other than that, I wasn't into drugs at all. I had too many friends that went down the bad path, and luckily some of them recovered, some of them haven't. You know, it's just this dark circle that you could get rolled into.
Yeah, the M that I did, I went through like 7 different experiences in one night.
Wow.
I went from like happy to sad to like party animal. And then this guy here, so we're all just hanging out in the condo and everyone's looking for Bam Bam. He's gone for like 3 hours and always sees the sunrise come up. And this guy's chilling and waving at us from across the street. And everyone was just fucking pissing their pants. I think we still have that video, man. Don't we have that video?
It was a picture.
It was a picture or a video.
Do you remember it though, Andy?
They were like,
do you remember the whole experience? Or is it like you remember because they were telling you? Because you were so fucked up. You're just like, yeah?
No, I remember the whole experience. Till this day.
Oh, wow.
I will never forget that.
Oh, he had a good time, let me tell you.
He's on so many emotions.
Oh yeah. It was crazy.
Speaking of acid, Andy Atomical right here asked me about 3 random experiences that I can talk about, right? Remember I wrote you this one?
Yeah.
I was so high on acid at my old house. I was lying on the half pipe, staring up.
Oh yeah.
And there was this roof enclosure over my half pipe that was like a plastic or something, right? So I could see through it a little bit. And I saw a bunch of things walking on top, and I was so fucking high I thought ninjas were coming for me. And I was like, oh Jesus Christ, fucking ninjas. I remember I grabbed like a stick and shit. I was like, you fucking come here, I'll fuck you all up, man. There was like 10 of them up there. I was freaking the fuck out. And on top of that, because like I had a house party, so there's like 40 people in my house.
Just watching you.
On acid. No, they're just like, music's loud. They're inside. I went outside to chill out because I was so fucking ripped on acid, right? Like I was in fucking Looney Tunes land, and all of a sudden I'm sitting there with the stick, and they're walking towards the edge. I'm like, come on, motherfuckers! And I'm fucking going for it. Next thing you know, a bunch of raccoon heads start popping. 10 of them just look over the edge, and I'm like, oh, hey, buddy, what's going on, man? It's like,
were they real? Or
yeah, they were real raccoons because I was lying on my half pipe.
I don't know if you were just seeing them like the ninjas.
No, man, because I was having a cigarette, and I could see through the roof because it was like a plastic roof, right?
Yeah.
And I could see like 10 objects walking on the roof, and I'm like, motherfucking ninjas are coming for me, right? And I'm smoking, I'm watching, and then all of a sudden they went to the ledge and poked their head over, and they were staring at me, and they're all like, I was just like, oh shit,
raccoon,
and then
raccoon.
Yeah, and then
they can be vicious though. I never hear good stories about raccoons.
No, they're fine. They're as long as you don't back them into a corner, they're fine.
Or well,
they got some vicious.
Yeah.
They get vicious.
I have. No, they're not vicious. I have an episode where I talked about all my raccoon experiences. I have many experiences.
And none of them are bad, or none have attacked you?
Not one.
Really?
Never been attacked by a raccoon. I won one time in Toronto after a video shoot. I was walking, and there was a bunch of raccoons rummaging through recycling and garbage, and I whipped out my camera out of my bag to record them. And then all of a sudden, the fucking thing like I saw a tail hanging out of the recycling, and he pulled his tail and it closed. The other ones walked off the ledge. I went in and I opened up the fucking recycling, and I looked, and he's sitting there, and he's like, and I'm like, what's going on, little buddy? And I got my camera in his face, like I'm a foot away from him, and he just like, looks at me, and then like he's playing dead, and I'm like, I just left it open. I'm like, okay, fine. You're trying to pretend like you're not there.
Wow.
I've never been attacked. Go down and scroll down into my episodes and listen to an episode called Raccoons Are Canadian. I told everything. I got shittered, and I told all my raccoon stories. I've always had a good experience. Raccoons are so close to my heart. One day I will get a raccoon tattoo. I swear to God. That's the most great Canadian thing I'm ever going to do for myself.
That is so Canadian.
Can you own a raccoon?
That's okay. Isn't that
not anymore? You can in America. You can own skunks in America. Canada in 1999 passed a law where you cannot own natural wildlife as a pet.
No.
Yeah.
You used to be able to before 1999. Like my parents had a pet skunk and a pet mallard duck, right?
Uh-huh.
In the 80s.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
they said that like people would come on the property and the duck would bolt out the door and like fucking chase them off the fucking property. Like they're territorial little bastards. Yeah, because honestly, if I want to own a pet raccoon, I even asked my buddy. I'm like, man, fuck, I want one so bad. Okay, here's what you're gonna do. Next time you see a dead raccoon on the road, chances are it's the mother or father, and the babies are in the ditch. Go in the ditch. Just take it. So
just take it.
Just take it. But I might do it. I've been looking, but for years I've been looking actually. But I mean, if I get one, I'm worried that the government's gonna tell me to hand it over to a humane society.
Say that you're blind and you thought it was a cat.
It's my
leave my cat alone.
What do they call those animals? Those it's my like you have to have it beside you. What do they call those again?
A service animal? It's like a service dog or
no. People literally bring
ones, the emotional support ones.
Emotional support. I'll say it's my emotional support animal. I can't live without them.
Dude. Oh, Rick. Man, we were at a campsite one time, and I left like a fool. I left some of the food out, and we got like invaded by at least 4 or 5 raccoons.
Oh,
better than a bear. Where were you?
I know. Yeah, I know. Right. But we were in tents, and they started rummaging through all the stuff. The good thing, they only took like they open your coolers, your ice chests and stuff. It's crazy. I was scared shitless, man.
Hey,
and I would turn on my alarm to my car, and they all scattered, man. They'd all scatter. It was crazy, man. Freaking, that's my raccoon story. Rocky Raccoon and shit.
I'm gonna put it out there. Rocky Raccoon is from Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, that's Groot's best friend, man. Groot.
I love that
Diesel.
guy.
I am.
That
Groot.
guy's funny.
Now, as much as people think that raccoons are vermin and they fuck with the garbage, this is true. But they're a highly necessary species in the environment. They keep balance. They eat smaller animals that you do not want around. Raccoons come around once in a while, but they eat mice and rats and all that shit. And without raccoons, you know what I mean? You're going to have a worse infestation of the other fucking rodents. So be happy that you have the neighborhood raccoon, the friendly neighborhood raccoon. Here, Mr. Rocket.
Part of the ecosystem, right?
It is. They are very important. So,
no, what's that thing about bees, man? You talked about. You said without bees, I don't know. The environment
if all bees went away today, the world would dry up and die within 4 years.
Yeah.
What,
that was a good post.
Pollen or something?
Yeah, because they're like the major pollinators, and they move things around, and we need that. So, in fact, let me find it on Google to tell you exactly.
I found out. I thought you were joking around there. At first,
no, it's a real thing.
About bees saving the world.
While you're doing that, Ben, I really want to get to the bottom of this of Rachel and her podcast that she's thinking of doing with 6 of her besties. I want to know if this is going to go down. Where are you at in the process, Rachel? Remember last time you came on, or was it Andy G and I? I'm sorry, I remember now, off the top of my head, that we kept teasing you about, hey, you're going to start a podcast.
Oh, it was you and Bam Bam.
It was me and Bam Bam. Did you take some of those words to heart? I mean, be honest. Did you take our advice, or were you really inspired by what we said?
I was inspired by what you guys said, but I was like, I kind of don't want to just do behind the scenes of my weddings and my events, and I would have to have an alias. So why not just do something where I could just talk about random things and people won't know who I am if I'm in the mix of a bunch of girls, you know?
Yeah. So, that's why you're getting 6 girls, so you can hide yourself in the 6.
They won't know it's me. I mean, unless we're gonna come on here. I could talk about it, but I mean, I wouldn't. So I'll probably go by, they call me Ray. So like everyone who's like close to me, they all know me by Ray. So they'll probably just say Ray, or, you know, any other nicknames that we say on in between us. So
you know what? Now there's a 3-on-1 here. And I was in the same situation with Lady Instinct when I was naming her dildo. Now, me, Andy Killen, or Andy Atomical, let's figure out the name that she's going to use for her podcast.
Yeah, we don't have a group name.
Okay.
It can't be Ray. Funny. It can't be anything close to your name.
No. Yeah. So, you guys come up with that. But I mean, I have at least one of the girls, possibly 2, I know are down for sure. The other ones, I don't know. I'm trying to talk them into it, but if not, my friend Liz, who I promote on my stories too, she does the skincare. She was an automatic yes, let's do it. So I'm like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna name off some names for you right now.
For me, what you would call me?
Yeah, Antlers, Bentley, Chi-Chi, Asma.
No, don't do Asma. That sounds like something.
Denim. You gotta have something like
Rachel the Great.
There's a story.
I'm just naming off some funny ass names.
Yeah.
198 worst names ever.
You went to the worst names? Thanks, Andy.
Here's one.
So you guys know, and I'm just random here. So Rachel the Great, I used to have in high school. I just started saying it. I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna get people to start calling me Rachel the Great. And I had a partner in crime. His name was Robert. We call him Happy. So was like my best friend, and we're always together. And so we started writing everywhere. We would put like Happy and Rachel the Great. So everyone like that would know me, be like, "Oh, it's Rachel the Great," and I'm like, "Yeah, hi."
Yeah.
So it wouldn't just be, "Hey, Rachel," it'd be like Rachel the Great. And one time we wrote with whiteout, or we wrote on our backpacks, or we wrote on the table, and we got our backpacks were taken by like the proctors. And they called us in and they ended up finding us, and they wanted to expel us and give us tickets and go to court because we tagged on the tables Rachel the Great and Happy. It was like a big thing. Yeah. And I was like, it's whiteout.
I got your podcast name. I got your podcast name right here. You just said it in that phrase.
Rachel the Great.
Call yourself expelled.
Oh, expelled. There's many times they wanted to expel me.
Or take your name and do it backwards. Lachar.
No.
Yeah.
I like expelled better. I liked expelled better. Yeah, we're gonna have to come up with a podcast name because there's so many out there. It's like you have to look it up before you. I
think it's gonna happen. Rachel, want one.
What's your favorite movie?
I think it is, even if
What's
it
your favorite?
Isn't. I'm not really.
Favorite movie?
So many.
Rachel, favorite movie. Rachel. Favorite movie character, favorite TV show, actress, cartoon. What do you got? Musician.
I have nothing for you.
Oh my God, this is why you haven't seen True Lies.
I hate. I know. No, I do, but I feel chicken. I have movies that I absolutely hate.
I think we're having
to put on there.
What movie do you absolutely hate?
Never Ending Story. It's from our childhood. Do you guys know that movie?
Yes, I do. How dare you? How dare you? It's a never-ending story. You remember that part in Stranger Things? Remember Stranger Things? When they were singing Never-Ending Story? Oh my God, it was so funny.
It was like one of those movies that there was a bunch of us kids. There's a bunch of us kids that, like, it was me and my siblings. There's a bunch of us. My parents, like, it was one of those movies that they could put on the VHS and just, like, play over and over again. And all of my siblings would vote for that movie. So I was just like, ugh.
Oh, man. Looks like we're...
No.
We're having some problems with her audio.
With mine?
No, that's you. That's you, Andy G. That's you. You're crackling up. I can hear her fine. I can hear Andy fine. You're crackling up. Something's wrong on your end.
Me?
No, everyone's fine, but Andy comical. Yeah, something's wrong on his. You cut out a while ago for a bit.
Yes.
Yeah, your screen was black for a while. I hear you, but you're breaking in and out.
I hear everybody fine. Yeah.
Hey, Rachel, there's a character. There's a character in the Never-Ending Story called Teeny Weeny. Call yourself Teeny Weeny.
No, I'm calling myself Expelled.
Go with Expelled. I'm your host.
I do
Expelled.
like that one.
Does that work? Did I just name another name? Did I name something?
Possibly, yeah. I like it.
That's amazing. Where did I come up with this shit? I don't know.
Oh man, that's.
You know why I come up with it? Because I pay attention.
Yeah.
Were you pay attention from school?
You think you pay attention?
Well, she likes it, right?
Keywords.
Uh-huh.
Shit. Hey guys, I can't hear Rachel, man. I can't hear Rachel. No,
you can't hear me.
Rachel, I'm sorry if you can hear me. I can't hear you. I don't know what's wrong with my earphone here.
I can tell you what.
I'm gonna tell you guys why bees are so important, and hopefully, when I tell you, that works itself out.
Tell us.
So,
all right.
It says on Google, globally, there are more honeybees than other types of bee and pollinating insects. So, it is the world's most important pollinator of food crops. It is essential It is essential that 1/3 of the food that we consume each day relies on pollination mainly by bees, but also by other insects, birds, and bats. But bees are the most important. I read before that if all bees, every single bee were to die today, right now, the world would only have 4 years to survive. I posted that on my Instagram.
I did see
and then
that.
I had some, did you read the comments? I had some hippie ass motherfucker giving me shit about it. They're not the only pollinators. I'm like, oh, that's not the point. Yeah,
he did say that.
But there's a lot of species out there. Like when I was talking to Above the Hook, I was telling him about how there was a documentary I watched called Shark Water. If you haven't seen that movie, definitely watch that movie. Now, sharks, they keep balance in the ocean. Without sharks keeping that balance, if all sharks went away, like just say from overfishing, from finning, right?
Yeah.
Our planet would also die because 80% of our oxygen comes from the ocean. Because plantations from the ocean provide us oxygen. On top of that, those plantations help bring oxygen from the Amazon over to the other lands, North America, South America, whatever. And so if those sharks go away and they don't eat the certain species that go after these plantations and these algae and these I forget what they're called, but they move the oxygen, we would be fucked as well. So bees and sharks are the two most beneficial species on the goddamn planet. We need to pay more attention to them.
You always see in those movies, like the end of the world movies, or you always see them where they have bees. Too.
Yeah. I'm a little bit botching it, the information, but there's what was that? Watch a documentary called Shark Water. And then there was that Will Smith documentary, I think it was on Netflix or Prime, about Earth. That's another good one. That explains how the oxygen from the Amazon gets to us. And then bees. We could all do our part with bees. If you put in your garden pollination type plants where they can, do whatever it is they do with pollination, you're doing your part. Don't have to put that much, but just help out a little bit. We have to keep the bees and the sharks, motherfuckers.
Oh, man.
Yeah, let's just get rid of these damn mosquitoes.
Huh?
I can't believe mosquitoes.
I said, let's just get rid of all these damn mosquitoes. What part did they play? Seriously, is it bad over there?
Go ahead, Rick.
No, mosquitoes are important too.
It gets bad over here.
It is bad right now. I think just kind of everywhere. I step out. They like me. I step outside and I'm being attacked.
Difficulties over here, man.
Can you guys hear me? I think it's just
everyone. I can hear everybody.
I can hear everybody too.
I don't know, man.
Oh yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, guys, I want to. Rachel, I'm so sorry, I can't hear you. But I want to kind of wrap this up here. I want to thank you guys for coming.
I was just getting started.
Man.
I'm on my turn. He's like, we gotta go.
Sorry,
we gotta go, guys.
Next time we're doing this on a Friday, so I can actually have some drinks, man.
Me too. I'm not drinking at all, too, either.
Yeah. We're doing this on a Friday night next time.
Okay, so tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Hey, I got one more thing. I love this article. I love it. I'm gonna ask you guys, what's the smallest bone in your body?
I knew that.
Elbow. I'll say something.
Elbow's a joint.
Elbow, isn't that?
No, it's your
That's
ear.
a joint.
Isn't it your ear?
Oh.
That's cartilage.
It is. It's your ear, and your topical wins. It's your ear.
Yeah.
I actually was gonna say that.
I think I learned that at one time. I think in health careers I learned that.
There's a bone in the middle of the ear that is actually shaped like a stirrup. It is completely with a base and an overall window, which is covered with a membrane that measures sound vibration. Yeah. Okay. I thought it was cartilage, but apparently there's a bone in the middle of it. That's the smallest one. There you go. That's my last random
wrinkle in my brain.
Awesome. Bam, thank you so much, Andy G. Rachel, you guys have been great, man. Thank you for taking the time and coming on the Profile Pod.
Sexy.
Our guest, by the way,
this is more relaxed.
Ryan from Above the was checked in on the comments. We also had single-use plastic bag.
Above the hook. They're coming up next week on the General Public Podcast Randomness with me, Bam Bam.
I'll be listening.
Yeah, I can't wait for that one. We got a lot of stuff coming up, Bam Bam. And,
I'm releasing I'm releasing 3 episodes next week.
Nice.
3.
And I'll just be tuning in for them all.
Rachel, we can't wait until your first episode comes out. Right? And single-use plastic bag. I want to apologize. It said you were blocked, and I don't know what happened. He was posting some comments, and you were.
Oh, I see. It says delete it. Delete it.
I don't know what happened here, man. I'm having some issues here. So, and Ryan, again, thanks for coming in, for checking in on the comment section.
What's up, Ryan?
See you guys next week. Just tune in for Bam Bam Randomness, Bam Bam General Public. His upcoming episodes.
Bye, Bam Bam. We lost Bam Bam.
What happened?
Yeah.
General Public Podcast, Randomness with Bam Bam. Want to get that straight. Andy G killing it. Thank you so much, brother. And Rachel, we'll see you soon. Don't forget to follow them on Instagram. Everyone, all 3 of them are doing some big things on their podcast, their business, on Instagram. Don't forget to follow them. Thanks again, Ryan, for checking in. And we'll see you guys soon. Don't forget to follow us at Profile Pod TV and 90s Galore. All right. So thanks again for checking in. We will see you guys next week. Until then, always remember to take it
easy.